Hi, so today's question is, what have been the most defining moments that have helped shape your life? Hi, Viv Bannigan here, dedicated founder of Grown Well. So, this is about taking a moment to get to some of the real issues for you in terms of your life. What has shaped your life? The heart of the matter is that you are here to evolve, to navigate a journey, and along that journey, you are going to have moments that have navigated you towards your passion or away from your passion, but they will have some kind of milestone information within them. And that's the really heart of the situation, is to look at the truth of what is going on. It's about getting into that energy of perception of female leadership that is examining your thoughts, your feelings, knowing you can move, being consciously aware of what's going on around you, and being honest and willing to do whatever is necessary to look after yourself, to support your well-being, and to actually look at some of the milestones, some of the times through life that you have made choices or decisions that have sent you down a different path, or sent you down a path that provided insights, or a journey might have been a bit of a harsh journey as well, where we come to an end of a cycle, because where there is an ending, there is also a new beginning. So we do move in cycles. And this year, this 5 year, is very much about bringing to the surface things that have been in denial, so that we can start to really bring more love into our lives, starting to really get to the heart of who we are, really starting to look at the relationship with ourself, and where are we looking after our best interests and our well-being, looking at our relationships with our parents, our partnerships, and reflecting on these and seeing what we have contributed to them that has been positive, what we have contributed to them that move them in direction of love or away from the direction of love. And particularly looking at difficult relationships. I mean, one of my key flagstone moments, if you look at Lindsay Gibson's work, Lindsay Gibson always says, things that you're meant to be doing, your passion in life, your unique calling, you'll very much find that it's repeated to you over time, so that you'll see it popping up over time. So I've talked about sailing. It was something that was mentioned to me as a child. It was mentioned to me in my 20s when I go out in a boat. I knew I felt very present on a boat, and also felt very, very at home. But there was also another part to this, which was about being an entrepreneur. Now, I come from an entrepreneurial family, so you think this one was a given, but it didn't quite hit, because it wasn't really the messaging that I was getting at home. It wasn't really the messaging I was receiving. I knew deep down what I wanted to do and how I wanted to appear in the world. I seemed to always get a bit sidetracked by the shoulds and the coulds, and wanting to make things okay for other people, and kind of having this balance, like, if I do it this way, then they'll be happy, and if I do it that way, then they'll be happy. And when I came back from traveling in 2009, I went back to my job. Now, I'd had an opportunity to stay in Ireland, to get involved in a business, and everything was laid out for me basically to follow that. And even though deep down I did want to do that, I hadn't developed the muscle of reclaiming my own authentic voice at that time. So I wasn't really showing my heart. I was still quite closed down. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay, that everything kind of worked, within this partnership, where there wouldn't be too much trouble, where I was kind of walking on eggshells. I wasn't really walking in my own shoes. And I spent a year with a woman who pretty much every single meeting that she had with me would say to me, I don't know what you're doing here. Why don't you go and be an entrepreneur? Why don't you move back to Ireland? Just every 2 weeks. And I was triggering. It wasn't the most pleasant experience. It wasn't a good experience at all. And it wasn't fun. It definitely didn't feel like play. And it was a hard milestone, but I will reflect and I look back at that year, and I actually did buy that woman a bottle of champagne. Didn't give it to her, I drank it, but we told her we bought it, because it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It kind of set me on a trajectory that not only got myself into gear to start really considering what I could be doing with my life and what I wanted to do with my life. It also is one of those moments that I go back every so often. I go, you know what, that was the defining moment. The universe had been gently telling me something, and then that was the moment where I got a big kick in you know where. And so this was and also that difficult relationship really started to get me to really focus on my strength and power, particularly my unabiding no fear of embracing vulnerability, which I had been very much hiding from people. I had been very quite, stiff upper lip, get on with things. But that year really broke me in terms of starting to really open up and starting to let grief out, starting to realize that actually I wasn't following my heart, that there was other things going on, and starting to open myself up to having conversations about my own healing journey to be able to move forward and to start to see the truth and the strength and the courage to be able to do that. And so it was a very much a defining moment for me. So my question to you in the Just Stop lesson, and if you're not familiar, you're new to these videos and you're not sure the Just Stop lesson, please do check out our website. There was a video explaining the Just Stop lesson. It really is just about taking some time for yourself today to have a quiet moment, and in that quiet moment reflect on the following questions, and particularly tapping into what you think about the question, how you're feeling about the questions, and noticing limiting beliefs coming up, or not feeling too easy about it, or maybe not noticing your feelings, what those feelings are, or bringing them up and looking at how you move in that environment, how your body reacts, and being consciously aware of the environment that you're operating in as well. So this is about reflection. You might want to journal them out afterwards, because it's always good to ground the energy. So our first question, our first reflection is exactly that. What have been the most defining moments that have helped shape your life? Where have you engaged with those? What have you learned from those experiences? Was it a difficult relationship, or was that difficult relationship a combination of many smaller, quietly, kindly wanting you to go down a certain road, and then suddenly you weren't going down that road, so it swung in the other direction? Where do you play and get rest as well? This is important to get to the heart of the matter. When you are in those defining moments, have they energized you? Have they been about creating partnership and creativity? Or have those difficult relationships shown you that maybe actually you want to revisit and be more in a group? And what actions are you going to take to be able to go and to involve yourself in that? And how, an important part of this work, particularly when we're looking at difficult relationships, is how do you go out and rest and play and have fun? Life is meant to be an evolving, courageous, creative mode of evolving yourself through this experience. It's also meant to be fun. So where are you having more fun? Where are you laughing more? What really lights up your soul? And what is that telling you about yourself, so that you can start to let go and start to learn the lessons from those moments, so that you can start to transform that into wisdom, and to make choices that are going to move you in a direction that you are going to have more fun in, that you are going to enjoy navigating the journey more. It's really about allowing oneself to be grateful for all the experiences that we have received, whether they're wanted like that or unwanted, about releasing the ones that are no longer familiar, about releasing the relationships that no longer serve us, starting to take off the blinders of denial and celebrate that it all is just happening for our own best well-being, and asserting ourselves to celebrate all of our relationships, particularly our relationship with ourselves, so that we can start to create new pathways that are going to still raise challenges, but they're going to be in a way that will align to the truth of who we are, and they're going to create happier, healthy relationships for ourselves to move forward with. So remember, the first person one leads is oneself, mind, body and spirit. Not everybody will come on this journey with us, and we can let those relationships go. We can still have people in our life, but recognizing that they have defined us, but sometimes we've learned the lesson and it's time to move on as well. And we can do that with courtesy and kindness, and being grateful for those relationships as well. So just a little bit about Grown Whale. Grown Whale's bespoke training mentoring company. I work with women who feel overwhelmed, lack confidence, they're not quite sure about their unique personal landscape and their vision for their future, and they're wanting to better understand that. And we do that through a number of services. We offer a leadership circle, which meets twice monthly near new and full moon, which is a small gathering of women to set intentions and also to clear energy. We also I offer energy readings, which are the personal navigation drift check, and these are all a combination of looking at the tree of life, utilizing systemic constellations to look at the challenges that somebody might be facing and how they may have different opportunities and choices to transform those patterns of behavior into something that is going to be more fulfilling for themselves moving forward. And additionally, we have our flagship program, the MAP, which works through mastery, action and passion. Now we're launching the MAP as a mastermind, so you can currently download it as a digital program, which gets released over 1 month. Or from the 1st September, we're going to be offering a 10-week mastermind group with limited spaces. So if you are interested, I would suggest that you participate in our free masterclass, Navigating Change with Intention. All you need to do is access it on our website by filling in a short form. There's a workbook. The masterclass is about an hour. It's all about intention setting, what an intention is, why it's important, how to create an intention. And within that, it's also going to show you, because that's the first step in the MAP program, or it's part of the first step in the MAP program. We go more in depth in the MAP program, and there'll be an opportunity then to follow up with me if you would like to know more about that. Our website is www.grownwhale.co.uk. I know some people have difficulty with the grown whale because it's our flag, our archetype for female leadership, Grace O'Malley, in her Irish name, Grown Whale. So you can also just put in www.vivianbannigan.com and it'll still bring you to the website as well. If you've got any questions, please do book in some time with me. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, evening, whatever you're doing or whenever you've watched this video, and I will see you all soon.